ready? Yeah, I'm ready. So we have 5 videos to react to, all chocolate sculpture related. It's the first reaction video that I'm doing. Next clip, what are we reacting to? We've got, what is it? What is it? Oh, okay, nice. This one's nice. We've got the OG guy, all right, Emery Guichon. Gingerbread Man is what he's making, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. He's collaborated with Instagram as well. You know, that's a flex, eh? If that's not a flex, I don't know what is. Being a pastry chef and you're officially doing a collaboration post with the actual Instagram page. Yeah, you can't say anything about that, you know. Okay, all right. So let's take a look. I mean, he does use a lot of lighting, you know, a lot of lighting. Look at the amount of lighting, but the lighting is so soft. I've seen the behind the scenes. He uses like 2 huge softbox lighting to create this really bright, but not overexposed. You know, it's not like bright in the sense like you can't even see what the product is. Kind of bright. Right on. I've been watching Emery since the very beginning. I actually started making chocolate sculptures, about 30 sculptures in the past 3 years because of watching him. The technique he's doing here, it's actually there's so many steps involved in just making the sculpture itself smooth. So whatever sculpture you're making, to make it smooth, you first have to shave it down to get the big rough edges out. And then you have to use a sponge you use a steel scraper to scrape off, make it more smooth, and then you use a sponge, or in this case, what he does, because he has access to so much chocolate in the entire world, unlimited budget, almost unlimited basically, and unlimited people who can help with cleaning, you know, prepping up for the shoot as well. He pours chocolate on the piece and wipes it off. So the liquid chocolate fills all of the grooves and makes it really smooth. And then he goes in with the sponge on top of that, which is a really good technique. But it takes time, of course, right? And you need a lot more chocolate. You need a tempering machine first of all, which not everybody has. I think majority of the sculptures I made, I didn't have a tempering machine, which I challenge Emery to do a sculpture without a tempering machine, eh? That would be interesting to see him make a sculpture without a tempering machine, but just him. No, you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He can have one more person to help him with the piece. Yeah, nowadays he skips through so much of the making process, but he still got, like, you know, he showed how he did the machine. So there, to get the sandy texture, what you do is you take cocoa butter or chocolate, you put it into the same spray gun that you spray super fine cocoa butter. You reduce the speed of which the amount of air is being pushed out. You reduce the speed so it goes like, right? It's basically like spitting the chocolate out. You don't have enough pressure to spray the whole mixture into a fine dust. So that's why you end up with this. If you reduce the speed or basically the amount of pressure you have in the gun pushing out the cocoa butter, you end up with the spitting effect. And then you ramp up the speed to get the fine finish, you know. Would have loved to see how he made, you know, each of those pieces as well. He used to show those before, but now he's really, you know, cuts a lot of it out. Mainly because I would say to get more views, right? To keep it really short, to show more within a short period. Mr. Beast approach, I would say. You have like 6 old YouTube videos, long footages, content into a one video. To maybe, you know, well, you have your competition, right? You have other people as well competing with you, making the content. So the only way you're going to get more views, more attention, more sponsors, more people buying your product, whatever you're selling. In this case, he's selling his pastry course, is if you do bigger, better, faster, more complex, more difficult difficulty to entry to replicate what you're doing should be also more, because what he's doing, if you want to replicate it, you need this besides the skills, right? Just the equipments, machines, and the people who help you to make the piece alone is a lot. Cleaning, a lot. So if someone wants to do it, it's going to take some time for them to catch on to where he is, and he doesn't stop, right? So he's very aggressive in getting the views and all of that. Jelly beans for buttons. Very cool. Oh, he's also making, what is he making here? With sugar. Isomalt, I would say. Okay, so there are the lights around. Oh, I like the plug. The plug is a good addition to it. The plug is a really good addition. So I like where he adds details, but those are like really interesting details that people will usually skip over. They're like, oh, it's not a big deal. That would be the sugar cane, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, so I would say in terms of creativity, then it would be 9 out of 10. Editing, pretty clean, 9 out of 10 as well. That's pretty good. Oh, the lights, yeah, the whole thing. It's a production company at this point, because you've got people putting the lights on the piece. You got huge lighting. What do you call that? Machine or lighting pieces, right? The light there, another light there, soft boxes to create the shadows. Yeah, it's a whole production company at this point. Yeah. We've got another one, very last clip to react. I have no idea again which sculpture it is. All I know is it's going to be a chocolate sculpture. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it's me. Nice. 10 out of 10. No, I'm kidding. So this was a really recent one that I made, which was not done before. So most of the pieces that I do, I try to make ones which is not being done, right? So even not taking an existing piece and adding something to it, but like completely not done before, which is the most difficult ones, because you have nothing to base it off of, right? You're going in completely blind, not knowing what's going to be the first step, second step, third step. You just have to think as you're going, and then of course most of the stuff that you think how it's supposed to be done, and when you start doing it, you'll be like, oh shit, you know what, it's not working. You have to find another approach for the piece, for the part. So this was a Cause sculpture. So Cause, for the people who don't know, is a very famous artist. He has sculptures all over the world, right? And he has his pieces displayed in the Toronto Museum. So that's where I'm located, right, in Toronto. And because his pieces were in the museum, I was thinking, okay, why not make the Cause sculpture but entirely out of chocolate, and then take it to the museum and ask people how much they think it's worth. That whole video is actually on my YouTube page. And yeah, so this video is me making it. I've called it a $100,000 Cause sculpture because this exact piece with the same dimensions on his website, sells for about $100,000. So if anyone is looking for a chocolate sculpture, just DM me on my Instagram, bj_98, and yeah, for special events, weddings, anything fun, basically. Yeah. Okay. So I'm making first the main structure, and then I add on the details. The details in this piece, which you're going to look, is one of the most time-consuming one that took. Egg sculptures. I didn't have a tempering machine. Again, I made the whole thing without a tempering machine. I would love to see what showpiece Emery makes without a tempering machine. He can have one person helping him, right? But he's gonna make it. Yeah, because I don't think any of the pieces he made so far was without a tempering machine, because he's got access to people who have machines before, or himself who had a machine. But yeah, It makes it 200 times more difficult and more time consuming to make any chocolate sculpture without a tempering machine, let alone one that's so big and so much in detail. And most of the pieces, because it's a new kitchen that I'm working in, I had to purchase a lot of machines. The spray machine, which costs $400, the heat gun to melt specific parts of the sculpture so I can stick them together. Because if I use a blowtorch, it's going to melt huge parts. Then it fucks up the whole piece. Those spend at least $1,000. That's besides the chocolate alone. So chocolate again was from my pocket. That cost about $800 for just the chocolate, dark chocolate. I used the Calibo, right? That's the feet. I loved how the feet turned out. That was one of my favorite parts actually, besides the head. That's the head. So this part took the most amount of time. I could have gone the lazy route, or the less fun route of, if I wanted to recreate the hair design, I would just like brush it with a steel brush. And I bet a lot of people who make chocolate sculptures, especially the, what's his name again, the guy who did the octopus, I bet he would have done the brush route. I bet 100%. But I was like, it's, how long is it gonna take? And it's also part of the video, right? So I was like, it took me, I think, along with the help of another person as well, another pastry chef, hours, maybe a whole day we spent just on the hair alone. So these are all individual hairs that's purely made out of chocolate, no chocolate paste, no glucose, any of that. And then we shape it into a hair, and before it sets, because it takes only a few seconds to set, we stick it onto the piece and repeated that multiple times. It's a really nice time lapse of the whole thing. Yeah, I know. I wish, the one thing I regret is I wish I left it and I sprayed it without brushing chocolate over it, because I actually brushed chocolate over the piece, which covered up a lot of the details. This is one of the reasons of making a piece which hasn't been done before. You don't know until it's too late, and then you just have to go with whatever it turns out. Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the body here, it's not as detailed as the head. So the head, I decided, okay, I'm not gonna brush chocolate, because I did that to the body. I saw how it turned out. I was like, not really the approach I'm going for. I want more depth in the hair itself. So yeah, so that would be a note to take for the next time. So in the alleyway in the back, there's an alleyway behind the kitchen, because I have a spray cabinet and exhaust like everybody does. So I use the alleyway to spray my cocoa butter. Yeah, I love the shade of pink as well. I had to add a lot of pink color to make it that vibrant. And after I was sprayed, I wanted to give different finishes. So there was a matte finish on the body, there was a super polished finish. I can show in another video how it's done. Actually, in the video, actually, I think I explained how I got the shine on the chocolate. There is no, I don't spray it with lacquer or shoe polish spray or any of that. We use water and sponge to get the finish, which is really, really fun technique to do it. It's very satisfying when you do it. You see it turning out super shiny. Awesome. Final stage of putting everything together. Yeah, I love how it turned out. So I can't rate my own piece. I can rate the other pieces. It will be a conflict of interest if I did my own. So I would say you guys have to rate it in the bottom. So you give in the comments. You guys can rate it. You can give 1 to 10 for the editing of the video, and 1 to 10 for the complexity of the piece. Yeah, complexity of the piece as well. That's it for the reaction of chocolate sculpture videos. So next one, I would say, if you would want more chocolate sculpture, because there's thousands of chocolate sculptures that I would love to analyze and give feedback on, a lot of critical info, because when I watch them myself for the first time, whenever they release it, because I've done a lot of sculptures, I know wherever people try to hide stuff, and yeah, I would love to talk about all that. Yeah. See you.